What's up, dangernoodles? It's me, it's Eldwin. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna take a nap after the video. I work night shifts now, and I got up really early this morning to take my car in to get the tire fixed, and I need to take it in to get the transmission fluid checked out. Yeah, that's a thing. My car is not working. I have been Ubering to and from work. It is expensive, and so I won't be able to see my partner for pretty much the rest of Pride Month. I'm gonna miss our anniversary, so that kind of sucks, but life goes on. It's an anniversary. There'll be another one next year. But today's video is gonna be kind of basic. It's the books in my library that are relevant to LGBT. It's Pride Month, and so I wanted to do a video on this. I also want to do one on podcasts for that spotlight LGBT characters, authors, and such. And then I also want to do one on video games too, and movies, and of course books. Wait, books, sorry, I'm doing books right now. I'm at music. But yeah, so shall we start? So let's see, let's start with the, oh, do I have lesbian representation? I don't think I own anything. Yes, I do. So let's start with the L in LGBT. The first one I'm gonna recommend is The Cruel Prince. It's fantasy. It is by Holly Black. I love Holly Black's work. I was addicted to Holly Black's work when I was like in middle school, and she wrote Tithe, or is it Tithe? I think it's Tithe, a modern fairy tale. I was addicted to anything with the Fae. I know way too much about it. I like hyper focused on it. It's not the main character. The main character's older sister happens to have a girlfriend and be a lesbian, and it's also an interspecies relationship. So it's a fairy princess type girl, but she's very much. I'm not saying she's femme, but I'm not saying she's butch. Just, you know. So this is my first recommendation. It's a side character. It doesn't focus on anything. Nothing bad happens. Well, bad stuff happens in the book, but like it doesn't follow the same like trope of like Pulp Fiction novels do. So we've got The Cruel Prince, and it is a trilogy. It's The Cruel Prince, Queen of Nothing, and I don't know what the other one's called. I don't remember. I don't know. But yeah. So for L, I'll recommend that. G, gay. I have way too many. Let's start with my oldest in here. Mark of Athena, Percy Jackson series. This isn't the only Percy Jackson book I'm going to recommend. Nico D'Angelo. This is the book he gets outed. He is a canonically gay character. And also, oh shoot, I forgot to pull it out. It also doesn't go away because in The Blood of Olympus, it touches on it again. These are some pretty thick books, not gonna lie. I'm sitting here like struggling to read 300-page books now, and I used to read 500-page books in a day when I was younger. But yeah, so we've got queer characters. We've got that. So like, he's a side character. He's not a main character, but he does narrate part of the Mark of Athena. I think he narrates part of the Mark of Athena. 1 second, let me double check that. Leo, Piper, Percy, and I think it's Annabeth, Leo, Piper, Percy, Annabeth, Leo, Piper, Percy. So not this one then. Not the Mark of Athena, it's one of the other ones. But he does narrate in The Blood of Olympus. Yeah, he narrates in The Blood of Olympus. He is a character, he is in this, and he is gay. So that's there. Also, staying in touch with that one, Every Word You Never Said. I'm going to do an official review on this one soon. I love it. You like boys in skirts, you've got cute romance. There is major trigger warning for child abuse and homophobia and just bigotry in general. Lots of slurs and stuff. Very difficult if you're not going to be able to handle that. I don't recommend reading it, but if you can handle that, I do recommend it. It's really cute. It's really sweet. Really one of my favorite books. Alright, The Dark Earth by X.R. Atari. This is one of her pen names. She actually has a few different names that she writes by. It is a manga, but it is, you read it comic book style. It is a manga though, but it's not written, or you don't read it from the back end. You don't read it from right to left, you read it from left to right like you would for a comic or a graphic novel. Same concept. Again, we got the fairies, but they're called the she here. Very similar to the fairies from the Cruel Prince, but just kind of make it more Lord of the Rings elves. This is an adult book. It is mature, right? 18 and up. Yeah, rated mature, 18 and up. There are themes in here. Again, if there's some trigger warnings for like age difference, I'll put that in there. And also there's just, it's not child friendly, but it is good for a quick read. I can't find the other books in print here. I can only find them digital, so if you're thinking to start this one, just know that only the first one is printed out like this. But I do recommend it. It's got magic, it's got she, and it's got discovering that you're a changeling. So that's a thing. Then, of course, oh god, right, where's the other one for this one? 1 and 2. Alright, we've got Heaven Official's Blessing. They are both pretty thick, they're both very pretty, and they're both danmes, which is set back in a historical Chinese timeline, and it's got really pretty clothing and stuff, and it is male MXM or MLM. No, that's multi-level marketing. Male and male. It's two males interested in each other. They're gods. They're gods and they're ghosts, so their chances of dying are actually a lot lower. So I don't think we're gonna look at a tragic ending. But they're very good. I recommend them. They're pretty, you can see, they're pretty thick. The second one's much thicker than the first one. Pretty simple story to follow along. I really enjoy it. One of my favorites. And while we're on that topic, where do I have the first one? Is that the first one? Same author, Grandmaster, Demonic Cultivation. It is also a danme. It's two gentlemen. Okay, sorry. I haven't read the second one all the way through yet. Two gentlemen love with each other back in that time period. Cultivators, ghosts, goblins, all kinds of monsters. Really cool stuff. There's not really goblins, I don't think. I haven't read anything with goblins. I was just, and so, also really pretty. Also, I forgot to mention these ones have artwork in them. So while you're reading, you get some nice artwork, you get a character guide, you get all kinds of guides. Very pretty, very much recommend it. That's, how many books have I read? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 books so far. And then also, same author, same genre. We have Scumville and Self-Saving System. My boyfriend is borrowing the first one of this series. This is the second one. Same thing. This one's like a isekai. They call it transmigration because it is from a different culture than Japanese. So pretty much a guy dies and he gets put into this world of this book he was reading, and he was like super into it and stuff, and like because he hated it. I think he was just too into it. And he's trying to change his path because he was reincarnated as the villain. Yeah, so that's a thing. So definitely recommend this one too because it gets intense. Only thing I do have to warn though is that there is there is an age difference between the two love interests, but I also want to point out that nothing ever happens between them, and so far anyways, as of reading through the second one, nothing happens between them. They're clearly the love interest for each other. Nothing happens between them, and they're both adults now as of the end of the second book. So, just keep that in mind. And we're still going. Alright. I'm currently reading this one. It's called The Roommate Arrangement by Saxon James. I like the way this author writes. It's pretty thin. It is not too hefty of a book. It's almost 300 pages. Pretty small pages. Why do I have 2 bookmarks in here? What in the world? This one's the limited edition cover. It's the first book of the Divorce Men's Club. They just released the second one, but I can't get it. Well, they just showed the pre-order for the second one. I can't get it yet. I want it though because the cover is really pretty, and I want to complete the collection for this. But this one's good. It's about 2 gentlemen who are almost middle-aged. They're over 30. Yeah, they're like 40. Yeah, they're like 40 and up. So, older gentlemen, more romance. I do have to say it is an adult book. There are adult themes. And then there's this one is Who Are We Fooling? This one is by Wendy B. Dennison. I follow her on Instagram. She's always posting and stuff. It is significantly thicker by like 100 pages. It's almost 400 pages. Again, 2 gentlemen getting to know each other. They're coming back to their hometown as well. Funny how that happened. Really pretty cover. I like the writing style. And just yeah. LGBT by T. Let's just go on. Persephone Station, we have a non-binary crime boss. We have lesbians. We have gender non-conforming characters. It is very much a good one. It is not a heavy book. It is pretty thick, but once you're like reading it, it doesn't seem like that much. And the font is a little bit bigger, which is nice. And it feels like, when you hold it, it feels like a mass market paper book feel, but it doesn't look like one, and it's pretty nice. I do recommend that one though. Me, Myself, and Him, this is the French edition. I don't know if there's English editions. There probably is. But we got a genderfluid character. Just gotta put that out there. We got a genderfluid character. And as you can see, she happens to be him, I think. Yeah, she happens to turn into this dude, and she's into this guy. It's, yeah. It's a bit older. I don't know if it's in English, but it is. This is mine, and it's the French edition, so. And then we've got the Bane Chronicles. Bane Chronicles is good because Magnus Bane is queer. He's dated men, women, and non-binaries and stuff like that. There's lots of representation. He does get married to a gentleman. That's kind of one of the big deals. And he's a demon, so like he's ageless and stuff, and he can, like, he's a demon. I don't think he has to abide by the gender binary, but this is really good. It does not focus very much on his sexual orientation. It focuses on his adventures and stuff, and it is actually quite amusing. I enjoy it a lot. This isn't that one. But yeah, so if you like the Shadowhunters books, you would like that one because it's the same universe. Alright, Titan's Curse. This one, I recommend this one because of the asexual representation in it, because of the Huntresses of Artemis. The Huntresses are like, they swear off love and stuff. And I'm going to say that they're not lesbians, because if you read in, was it Magnus? I think it's Magnus, in the Trials of Apollo. Apollo, he's Lester in that book, because he gets thrown out. I don't want to put too many spoilers, but there's a point where he runs into 2 members of the Huntresses, and they said you had to swear off all love, not just men. and it was kind of like painted as like, oh, that's so sad and stuff, but like they were able to leave, so it's like, you know, not exactly the saddest because they were allowed to leave and stuff. I'm not even going to touch on that right now. But yeah, if you want that representation, you got that in there. But yeah, and I got more books on my Kindle, but I don't think my Kindle is charged. Some good series that are a little bit more, not necessarily fantasy, because I know I have a lot of fantasy and a little bit of science fiction in here, and then more realistic fiction. The Star Wars High Republic books, and I mean the books, not the comics. I listen to the audiobooks for these ones, but I recommend those ones because there's Jedi that are non-binary. There are characters who are part of the LGBT environment, and it doesn't focus on that. Like, they're a part of it, but it doesn't make it a really big part of it. It's just like mentioned here and there, and it's like really important. And so I really recommend the Star Wars High Republic if you're a fan of Star Wars. I like their newer stuff a lot more. I have some of their older stuff, but it's not really something I'd recommend for June if you're going for the LGBT books to read, to support that. And then also there is Cemetery Boys. This has a trans main character, and I think he's Latino. I don't have a picture, I don't have a physical copy. Again, it's on my Kindle, but it's not charged right now. And then, but that one is definitely like important in the aspect because LGBT, and T is the only one I haven't recommended yet because, well, Magnus was queer, but he, men and women, bi, also that and stuff like that. But if you're looking for a book with a trans main character, look at Cemetery Boys. And then another one is In These Deep Waters. That one's good. That's also LGBT. That's great. There's another book, the Necromancer in the Night. I don't remember who the author is. That one's also good for that. For LGBT books. Also, I wanted to touch back on the Star Wars books. There is a character who's canonically asexual in that series, and he's mentioned a couple times, and he's a pilot, and Purse always is like, he reminds me a lot of you, and I'm like, oh, he dresses like me, so, you know. But yeah, those are the books I recommend if you're looking for books to read during Pride Month. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna recommend. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna go check the mail. I'm gonna get ready for work. But yeah, so stay safe, dangernoodles. I'm trying to figure everything out. I can. It's just really hard when my main mode of transportation is out for me. Like, I can't do anything about that for now. I can't even get it in to get checked out until Friday, and is it Monday? It's Monday right now. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what I have to recommend right now. So stay safe, dangernoodles. Make sure you're hydrating. Where I'm at, it's super hot. It's no less than 100 degrees by 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, love you guys. Stay safe. Bye.